hundreds of senior citizens, nurses, concerned constituents, healthcare providers, and advocates are demanding House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy stand with his constituents and not Washington, D.C. insiders. They rallied today outside his district office with the message, quote, "Don't put our lives at risk." They shared personal stories and concerns about their future access to Medicare and Medicaid, with incredible uncertainties looming over the future of access to health care through Medicare and Medicaid. Local constituents and hundreds from around the state who would also be impacted by his agenda will urge Republican Congressman McCarthy not to put communities in danger just to give tax breaks to the wealthy.
Now imagine who will feel the impact most if there are changes or reductions to Medicaid funding. Who would be hurt most if Medicare is changed to benefit insurance companies rather than people? It will be the people who need care, the people we should protect, not endanger, that will suffer the most.
Constituents urged against raising the Medicare age, voucherizing Medicare, or cutting funds to Medicaid, and instead demand that these programs are protected, improved, and expanded to all. We reached out to Congressman McCarthy for a response, but have not received one as of news time.
Voicing concerns tonight, Californians rallied together at Representative Kevin McCarthy's office. They're calling for Congress to not take away their health care plans. 23 ABC's Ken Misenci is at McCarthy's office with concerns people have tonight. Ken.
Yeah, Jackie, you can see those signs behind me on Representative McCarthy's office windows as people who attended the rally and march share their testimonies and their fears of an uncertain future for health care, especially with the repeal of the Affordable Care Act expected to come soon.
I'm 80 years old. You know it's going to affect me.
Meet Bernice Bonias.
I thought you would like to know you're famous now.
She, along with several hundreds across the state, gathered at Yokit's Park with one goal in mind.
Healthcare rights are here to stay.
The uncertain future of the Affordable Care Act, Medicare and Medicaid, driving the people to march to Representative Kevin McCarthy's office.
He needs to stand up for his constituents instead of an ideology. What we know is that his district has benefited as much as any district in the state of California from the Affordable Care Act.
The LA Times reported earlier this month that 70,000 residents in McCarthy's 23rd congressional district will lose their Medi-Cal insurance if the Affordable Care Act is repealed.
And it'll be devastating for his district, both in terms of business, but also in terms of the actual constituents not being able to get the care they need.
What do we want? Healthcare. What do we want? Now.
Bonias is one of over 95,000 Kern County residents who could possibly see their Medi-Cal insurance go away. But she wants to see it grow instead.
We would like to have him expanded like health care for all, for everybody. And that would be workable.
For now, the work consists of trying to speak with McCarthy about their concerns, with marchers taping signs to his office windows in an effort to share their stories.
Being against something is different than being in favor of something else. We want to know what that something else is. We want people to proceed with caution because lives are greatly at stake.
And when asked for comment, McCarthy's office forwarded to us an op-ed he wrote for the Sacramento Bee earlier this month, where he likened the current health system to a car that is missing two tires. And he says the new administration is trying to fix that. Live in Northwest Bakersfield, Ken Misenci, 23 ABC.
Okay, Ken, thank you for that.
Tonight, the battle over what to do with the Affordable Health Care Act continues. Demonstrators protesting outside Congressman Kevin McCarthy's office in central Bakersfield to make their voices heard about the health care law.
Eyewitness News reporter Kyle Harvey was at the protest, and he joins us now with more on what happened. Kyle.
Well, Cheryl, it's tough to put a number on how many people showed up today. It was at least several hundred, perhaps more. They rallied at Yokit's Park before marching to McCarthy's office. There, they taped thousands of signs and messages to his door and windows.
What do we want? Medicaid! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Medicaid!
Emotions ran high Friday afternoon as the throng of activists descended on Kevin McCarthy's district office.
Kevin, can't you see?
Demonstrators take issue with Republicans' stated plan to repeal Obamacare.
It is not right.
McCarthy's district, they say, was helped greatly by the Medicaid expansion. which increased the number eligible for the low-income health care program.
Of all the districts in the state of California, Kevin McCarthy's district probably had more people qualified for Medicaid than any other district in the state of California.
This group, a coalition of healthcare advocates and labor union members bussed in from around California, had this to say about the prospect of removing the Affordable Care Act.
My children would not have their mother if it wasn't for this program. It is unfair to even consider.
Instead, those here today request a universal health care system at the federal level.
You know, you take out the insurance companies, you take out the competition, and I think that most of us at our core really believe that nobody deserves to die or go bankrupt because they can't afford insurance.
In Washington, lawmakers have already begun the process to dismantle the law that Gallup polling indicates more than half of Americans don't like.
This law has failed. It's getting worse. Families are hurting. No one has choices. We've got to fix this by replacing it with something better. And in that transition, we want to make sure we don't pull the rug out from anybody during that transition.
The burning question, of course, what is the replacement? We reached out to McCarthy's office today for comment about that. We've not heard back just yet. Live in studio, Kyle Harvey, Eyewitness News. Dave?
And elsewhere here in Bakersfield, a different set of demonstrators gathered at Kevin McCarthy's district office, delivering a message about health care. The group called for his party to not repeal the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. A repeal, they say, threatens the lives and health of people. This group, composed of healthcare activists and labor union members, bussed in from all around the state, called for a universal single-payer healthcare system.
70 cents of every healthcare dollar spent in the state of California is already funded by taxpayer money, coupled with the fact that the private insurance industry takes about 20 to 30 cents of every healthcare dollar away from actual patient care that's used for marketing, overhead, CEO salaries, and administrative costs. Californians are basically paying for a universal healthcare system. We're just not getting it.
We reached out to McCarthy's office today for comment about the protest as well as the GOP's replacement plan, and we have not yet heard back.
Gracias, Fátima. Y no pongan nuestra salud en riesgo. Es lo que dicen algunas personas que muchas del ámbito de salud decían frente a las oficinas del congresista Kevin McCarthy en Bakersfield el día de hoy. Y es que están preocupados de lo que pasará con los programas que les ofrece el seguro médico, especialmente el Medicare y Medicaid, que reciben sobre todo los ancianos.
Estamos aquí para pelear los derechos, para que no nos quiten el Medical y el Medicare, porque es muy necesario y lo necesitamos para tener una buena salud y vivir un poco más con salud.
Los presentes colocaron los mensajes sin pancartas en los cristales de las ventanas de la oficina del congresista. Esperan él escuche sus mensajes y los lleve hasta Washington al presidente Donald Trump.